Many people think that he should have then. Gascoigne, foul by Thomas. Don't think the hair has grown too much while he's been out of the game. And little attention needed by Allen. Well, there was a lovely line in the Independent newspaper from their correspondent. Because of his injury, it described him as the abdominal showman. Gascoigne takes, away by Bold. Stewart. And use of the hand and a push and shove. Gascoigne being pulled away, getting involved when he wanted to get on with the game, and the referee will now talk to Gascoigne. It's a pity, or will be a pity, if these two North London rivals spoil the setting here.
Well, that one came about because Paul Gascoigne picked the ball up to take the free kick, and Michael Thomas coming across, trying to wrestle it away from Gascoigne, thinking that the free kick was for Arsenal, and that caused a fracas. There it was, the free kick is being given. Paul Gascoigne gets to take it, and there Michael Thomas trying to wrestle it, and then it's my ball, no, it's yours, it's mine. And Paul Stewart tugging him away then.
And from the resulting free kick, Lineker just couldn't quite get on the end. Well, he got a bit on the end, but not to bother David Seaman. Winterburn. That's good stuff from the Arsenal supporters. Getting a response at the other end, but the champions-elect, if that's what they are, in need of a lift. Uh, 20 minutes of the first half remaining. 2-0 to Spurs. Third meeting between these two sides in the FA Cup. The previous two were in the third round. One victory apiece. Merson. First time he's had a run. Smith. He tried the dummy, but there wasn't enough pace on the ball for it to reach Campbell. Samways, Lineker out to the left. Storming run being made down the middle, which helped by Edinburgh. Samways involved for the second time. Edinburgh still forward. Samways. Well struck. Body all behind it by Seaman.
Spurs breaking in units much better than Arsenal. As soon as that attack broke down, three of them broke in a triangle, and it was Vinnie Samways who went past Tony Adams easily there and got in a shot with his right foot.
Vanden Hauwe. One of the best passes he's made. He's been to Wembley 3 times in the final and not been successful. Merson, free kick against Samways. Again, the challenge was a bit late and a bit harsh. And the referee's having to write a book here.
That's the only one I would disagree with a bit. Vinnie Samways is not renowned for his tackling, and it was a little bit late, but he didn't follow through on it, unlike the other ones, which I totally agreed with.
Davis. Bold is forward. That it was by Sedgley. Dixon presumably for a long one. 4 Arsenal players in the 18-yard area. Merson just outside, as is Davis, as is Thomas. Looking for Bold. Won by Stewart. Dixon. Smith underneath it. And an infringement in front involving Mabbott and Campbell.
Arsenal usually so dangerous on crosses, and apart from Smith and Campbell at set pieces, Bold comes up and Adams, but at the moment they've never been in a situation where they've been able to get the quality crosses in to cause the Spurs defence a problem. And at the moment Eric Torsford, just about to take this kick, has had a very comfortable first half.
Adams, the challenge from Howes, just put him off. Even bringing it out, getting the extra distance. It's become all the rage. Smith. Quickly there was Allen. It has to be said that Tottenham are on top in every area of the field at the moment. It's all to do with confidence, of course, but they're quicker to the ball, their defence hasn't been troubled, their ideas are far more inventive. Arsenal, not to put too fine a point on it, are not really in this semi-final yet. Might be now. This is Limpar. Gary Mabbott, Tottenham captain, winning out. It's a good challenge, nothing matter with that at all. By Bold, but the follow-up will produce a free kick, or maybe a drop ball. It's the latter. Even that came out Tottenham's way. Stewart. Allen, Stewart. Samways, 2 against 2 in the middle. Howes, if he pulls it to the far side, he's unmarked. Up comes Gascoigne. Arsenal moving out, so Gascoigne tries to take them on. Good challenge by Tony Adams. On by Merson. And all things are relative, but you might argue that's the best Arsenal move of the match. Controlled by Adams as the defence pushed out. We've had half an hour. And Tottenham's goals both came in the first 10 minutes. Edinburgh. Samways having a good match. And what Tottenham player at this juncture is not. Good recovery by Adams, but only to Gascoigne. Allen, Vanden Hauwe on the overlap. Beat both Lineker and Gascoigne.
Good overlap there by Edinburgh, but it's in that midfield department, Paul Gascoigne, Paul Stewart, Vinnie Samways and Paul Allen, where they just have that extra yard each occasion and the extra man, and there's always somebody on to play their way out of trouble, and their interchange and movement has been outstanding.
Limpar, blocked by Mabbott. Campbell, found by Davis. This is Winterburn. Stewart, offside against Lineker. Won by Edinburgh. Samways, Lineker, it's a bit short. Well won by Gascoigne. Back again to Lineker. Allen to the right, Samways the other way. Good challenge again by Adams. Determination from Paul Allen. Tottenham might be a bit disappointed they didn't make rather more of that, as there were options either way. Gascoigne winning the ball. Samways. More freedom than anybody, Samways. He's gone on a run. Lineker back to Edinburgh, nobody tracked him. Paul Davis. Bowles. Limpar. Winterburn on the overlap, more promising. Campbell, Smith!
I think the picture says it all, doesn't it? Best move, unquestionably, for Arsenal. Winterburn, the first occasion he's managed to get clear down that left. Good cross, a pull back, and Alan Smith having to turn to hit it. Just popped up a little bit, but there was no conviction on the shot. And got underneath it, and it clipped over the crossbar. And I think Arsenal supporters will be very disappointed, because you do feel perhaps they do need a goal before half-time.
Free kick, Arsenal's way, quickly taken. Dixon wasn't really ready for that. Did him no favours. Gascoigne after just a little flick by Dixon. It was almost as though, well, I wouldn't put it past him. It was almost as though Gascoigne was aware of the flick, came back and said, I'm going to take it away from you again. Well, that looked like a handoff by Merson. It's just a Tottenham throw. Lineker. Wild by Adams.
Spurs have a few clear players that when they're 1 or 2 up do like to do a little bit on the ball, and it sometimes can frustrate you if you're in the opposition, and that's why I think 1 or 2 Arsenal players are just diving in a bit recklessly and conceding free kicks.
Gascoigne and Samways. He always knew he was going to take it. Mabbutt, Lineker, a couple of times, Mabbutt. A man who scored for both sides. Last time Tottenham were in the final in '87, but the second one proved to be the winning goal for Coventry. Spurs skipper very keen to get back to put that right. Young Campbell, first time we've seen him really. Combination between Smith and Campbell, which has served Arsenal so well in recent weeks. Just hasn't got going at all. Hasn't done much service, to be fair. Highbury's North Bank doing its best to lift the side. Campbell, Merson, ambitious. Well played by Lineker. He's got 2 moving to his right. And Bold to the rescue of Arsenal. Howells offside against Allen.
That was a good opportunity for Spurs. Gary Lineker broke clear, and Paul Stewart in particular outside him on the right seemed to be the better passer. Just delayed it enough to then get it cut out, but you could see how the Spurs midfield, 2 or 3 of them all break to support him, and Arsenal finding it so difficult to pick up those deep players.
And in the light of the last match that we saw at this stadium, Trevor, it's interesting to see a side proving that you can get players forward from midfield. Doesn't always have to be knocked on.
Well, Spurs have been a delight these opening 35-40 minutes, knocking it through the midfield. It just shows that we do have players capable of playing that manner.
Bowl has joined Smith forward. Adams staying back on this one. Bowl goes to the back of the queue. Does so again. And Torsved has come and played very well indeed. Watch the fight of that beautifully, the Norwegian. Among the commentators in the stadium is the leading Norwegian commentator, so he'd be pleased to have reported that to his countrymen. Dixon. Smith waiting to go, Mabbott with him, and Mabbott will win comfortably. That wasn't the best of clearances, so it fell back a little bit. That's a good ball by Thomas. Well, it looked it for a moment, but Mabbott was quick to see the danger. Winterburn again. Limpar. Winterburn. And Gascoigne at a stumble. Paul Gascoigne at the moment paying great tribute to the medical profession.
One thing Spurs will have to be a little bit aware of is Paul Gascoigne and David Howe being out several weeks, and you just wonder in the last half an hour of a game like this whether they'll begin to feel the pace, but at present, of course, they've got a nice 2-goal cushion.
Dixon away from Howes for the first time, and Howes not managing to get back. That's a goal kick. There might just be the nagging thought in Terry Venables' mind that really his team have had the opportunities to put this match beyond reach.
But then, having taken the gamble of playing Howes and Gascoigne, even he would have been delighted, I'm sure, Terry Venables, that they're 2 goals up. As you say, it could have been more, but at present, I'm sure he'll settle for that scoreline.
Offside. Adams. Smith. Sedgley started to go with him and then goes back. Mabbott. Saves the corner, but gives the ball to Campbell. Might have been better to settle for the corner. Pretty confident, Mr. Torsved.
Mind you, that sort of hanging cross is ideal for a goalkeeper to be able to make ground and take the cross. When you get out wide, I always feel the ball whipped in at pace is the one that causes the goalkeeper far more problem.
Mistake by Adams. This is Howes. Had a very in and out first half, the Arsenal captain. Smith and Mabbott. Merson. Limpar, Campbell. Blocked on the edge. Referee shakes his head. Davis. Dixon. Smith didn't know where it was. Wouldn't have got it anyway. 3 minutes away from half-time. 7 goals in the last 8 games for Campbell. Arsenal wouldn't mind where the goal comes from, in some need. Here's Campbell again, challenged by Mabbutt. Gascoigne. And he's composing thoughts for half-time. Good stuff again from Tottenham. Almost an embarrassment of options.
Another great movement that was. Lineker back to Gascoigne. Vinny Samways, who's done a lot of good work in this first half, making the run, and again it opened up the Arsenal defence. The final ball just letting them down.
It's the 4th semi-final of an all-London variety. Arsenal have been involved in all of them, and they won the previous 3, twice against Chelsea, and the most recent in '78 against Leyton Orient. But they found Tottenham a real handful in this first half. And there's Limpar. It's been said that his form hasn't been quite what it was earlier in the season. They need him to find it. A long spell without scoring, Limpar, which has an effect. Gascoigne hasn't shirked anything. In fact, he's invited people to give him the ball. Back a few moments ago when he gave the ball back to Torsved, he then ran 20 yards to collect it again. Smith. Feel for offside, it's not. It's curled. Smith! He scored! Dixon's cross. Smith's head. And Arsenal have got what they desperately needed. A goal before half-time. It was a good cross. Wind, I suspect, held it up a little bit. Smith rose the highest, and Torsved, who was quite close to his line, found it beating him on his left side.
See what a difference a cross at speed makes. The goalkeeper just came a couple of yards, knew he couldn't get near it, and Alan Smith soared superbly. Did well to get the power to beat Torsved from there, because he was still quite a distance out. And that is a crucial goal before half-time. What looked seconds ticking away, and suddenly there's a glimmer of hope for the Arsenal side.
Well, you would never have judged that from the expression on George Graham's face. Changed the conversations a bit in the dressing room. For no good, Tottenham looking back on opportunities, as I suggested earlier, that they had that could have put the match beyond Arsenal's reach. Suddenly they've got a real fight on their hands, but then that's what they expected. A few more words from Ray Lewis. He's allowed a minute in the main for the lectures and bookings. And he will allow no more. An entertaining first half. Some wonderful football from Spurs, with Gascoigne at the heart of it. He scored the first, was involved in the move from which Lineker scored the second. But Terry Venables, who up until a couple of moments ago felt that he would go off with his side 2 in front, has seen George Graham's side come back with a typical goal. Dixon's cross and Smith's header. So what are they going to say in the dressing rooms?
Well, I think Spurs will be delighted. I mean, they've played superb in midfield, broke so well in little packs, and will be bitterly disappointed to be only 1 goal ahead. Arsenal, without playing well, suddenly find themselves back in this match, and I think George Graham will build on that better confidence. Got in 1 goal back.
So away goes the man who used to be called the stroller, alongside Steve Bold. And at half-time, it's Tottenham Hotspur 2, Arsenal 1.
Well, relief there for Arsenal with that Smith goal right at the end of that half there. But, Jimmy, they were taking a bashing before that, and I think we can conclude that Gascoigne is fit.
I said before it would make a difference. I mean, in the last game, really, against Notts County, although he got the winning goal, he wasn't himself. Now, it almost adds weight to the argument that players play too many games a season. The rest that he's had has done him good, just as Gary Lineker had a rest. He's come back fresh in his mind as well as in his spirit and body. Terrific. Wonderful, wonderful performance.
It's not just Gascoigne, though, Glenn, is it? I mean, the whole Tottenham team are playing well.
Oh, yes.
What's the key to it as far as you're concerned?
Well, for me, the five man in midfield has confused Arsenal. There's times when they're 4 defenders marking Gary Lineker. And the fluency and the angles that they're finding in midfield is giving Arsenal problems. And this is the things that they're not doing. They're hitting long balls and straight balls, which are not really giving Spurs too many problems.
They've been playing to the wings, Tottenham, haven't they, really?
Yeah, but they've been playing intricate stuff to get to the wings,
Yeah.
and getting themselves in good positions, not throwing it in too early, waiting for the man to come through and get in the best position possible. And that's how they've got their goals.
2 goals down in 11 minutes. That was some body blow for an Arsenal man, Liam.
Yes, I thought Wembley would actually suit the way Arsenal play, counter-attack, but they've had to change the tactics completely after the first 10, 12 minutes. Great goal by Paul Gascoigne.
Have a look at it again.
Yes, please.
It was absolutely stunning, and you would have thought that far out, and a goalkeeper like Seaman, he would have had no chance, but like this, Jim.
This player is special. Very special by any standards throughout the world. This will be seen in so many countries. I tell you what, his price will go up, and the price of Spurs, if anybody wants to buy it who's listening, has gone up as well. As a result of that 1 free kick, it's sensational.
Glenn made the point that the wall wasn't very good, and he was probably right, but he was a fair distance out. The Arsenal boys probably thought, well, he won't score from there. So they only put 2 in with 1 on the side, and he almost hit it around.
He's obviously seen that, the wall was only 2. And he's gone for it.
It was the height as well, because, from that distance, if you get it high enough to clear the wall, you're going to lose a bit of power. But he got it the perfect height, measured to the inch, so that it was going on.
Height and width.
Exactly.
And a lot of, there was mention made that Seaman got a touch to it, but a lot of goalkeepers wouldn't have got a touch to it.
No, he was good enough to get a touch to it.
Yeah.
Wembley's not the happiest place for David Seaman at the moment, is it? For England and for Arsenal. Not very good.
And then a few minutes later, the other England star. But
this was a great move.
Good build-up, wasn't it?
Yeah, great move. Watch this. Gascoigne gets the ball here. He flicks it, pretends to go for the 1-2, and just checks back. Look where Mickey Thomas has gone. He's lost him. And he gets Allen in again. And a super cross by Allen. Confuses the Arsenal defence. Smith, I don't really know why Alan Smith was there, but probably had to be there. I thought he had to be there. Couldn't get it away, and Lineker just slid it home.
It's a typical Gary goal, that. Looking for the bits, and as Liam says, it's a terrific move there. But this is the deadly ball. Paul's looked up. He hasn't really seen a white shirt. He's just whipped one in there behind the defence, and that's caused the problem.
Smith is there, you see, back defending, and really doesn't get it down, which gives Gary Lineker the chance to poke it in.
But it was Gascoigne's build-up, wasn't it? It was, as you say, that lovely feint which made space. And
well, Spurs are playing almost continental type football today. They're knocking the ball to feet, and it's the old story. If you've got 2 big central defenders like Adams and Bold, you want to keep the ball on the ground.
Right.
And they're in trouble with it.
Well, we'll have a look at the Arsenal goal again and 1 or 2 other comments. But meantime, we leave Wembley for a couple of minutes for the news and Moira Stewart.
Good afternoon. The Italian government has warned that the Mediterranean is facing its worst ever ecological disaster after an oil tanker sank off Genoa. The tanker, the Haven, went down with more than 100,000 tons of oil on board.
The fireball that surrounded the supertanker was still raging early this morning, 3 days after the initial explosion, which killed 2 of the crew and left 3 others missing. Already some 40,000 tons of crude oil has spilled into the Mediterranean, with reports of a slick 17 miles long and 3 miles wide. The oil is being allowed to burn in the hope